What's good, y'all? This is Bossy, and here today we are here with another banger reaction video here today. And the title of this video is called SCP-734, the baby SCP animation. Hey, OGs know. OGs know, bro. That's all I gotta say, bro. I haven't done an SCP reaction video since like the beginning of this month, y'all. I am truly sorry. I know a lot of you guys been asking me for SCP reactions. Don't worry, I'm still gonna be reacting to SCP stuff, and you know the drill music or whatever. I'm still gonna be reacting to other SCP videos. So you guys let me know in the comment section what videos do you guys want me to react to next. It could be anything. I'm letting you know right now. It could be anything, bro. Any type of video. As long as the video is lit, bro. Big boy Bossy got y'all, bro. Big boy Bossy, bro. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. But first, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you get a notification when I post my next video. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The baby, I'm not gonna lie. I just typed in SCP in the search bar, and this is like the second video I popped up, and I'm not gonna lie, all I saw was a baby being held while the person holding the baby hand was getting burned. So I don't know. I don't know. Like it caught my attention. So without further ado, let's get it.
It's a natural instinct in many species to protect their young, and sometimes it's not just their own babies, but any young that look like them. Regardless of your personal feelings on humans' earliest stage, it is a scientific fact that human babies are designed to emphasize their own adorable helplessness to make sure that other older humans take care of them. A baby's cry is an inherently distressing sound, and when we hear it, some deep primal part of us feels the urge to comfort and care for the child until the sound stops. But of course, we're talking about the world of the SCP Foundation here, where there are bunnies that can eat anything, teddy bears that might steal your—
Bro, is that a wait? Whoa! That's cursed. I'm not gonna lie. Wait,
Foundation here.
Drake.
Where there are bunnies that can eat anything.
Ain't no way that's a bunny holding a P90, bro, from Call of Duty. Yo, that's crazy, bro. This is cursed. Somebody literally in the animation studio had to draw a bunny holding a P90, bro. That's fucking amazing.
Teddy
bro.
bears that might steal your organs to make duplicates of themselves.
That's cursed.
And chocolate fountains filled with trillions of murderous insects. Nothing is what it seems here. And even the most innocent and cute creatures may be hiding a deadly secret. SCP-734 being no exception. Today we're talking about the baby. This anomaly proves that dangerous things can come in small packages, but where others only saw misery and death, the SCP Foundation—
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've seen it all, bro. Like I've seen it. I've seen it all, but I've seen like there was this SCP. I don't remember the name, but I know it was literally an alarm clock that every few seconds or so it gets louder, and louder, and literally the sound could be so loud to the point it literally destroys the world. So yeah, and the only way it could be stopped is somebody could turn off the alarm clock, but obviously the sound is so loud that their eardrums exploded and they died by the time that even happened. So
saw a certain
I done seen it all.
Our story begins in the maternity ward of a hospital in the USA, where every medical professional's worst nightmare was unfolding. An unknown but incredibly fast-acting, flesh-eating pathogen seemed to be running rampant across the hospital's population. It began when patients who weren't even admitted for dermatological issues started complaining of severe itches and extreme skin pain. Some nurses and doctors in the maternity ward began to experience similar symptoms, as well as one of the infants, leading to a massive quarantine effort. While the initial symptoms first appeared to be limited to severe pain and discomfort on isolated parts of the skin, the condition of the afflicted soon escalated. Their skin began to messily flake off as the cells comprising it lost physical cohesion and died. It was a kind of strange, anomalous rot that seemed
what would
to
cause that? That's weird as hell.
First destroying the integrity of the outer layer of skin, and then cause further disintegration to deeper parts.
The skin basically got the skin gets Thanos snapped, basically. Like, in the words of Spider-Man, I don't feel so good. It starts off, I don't feel so good, and it just vanishes and shit.
Parts of the body. Once the skin had shut off, the pathogen would turn its attention to what was lying beneath.
That's what I got from that.
Against all odds, the disease affected organs, muscle tissue, the vascular system, and even bones. Nothing was spared. The victims' bodies would completely break down, and they would be dead within a few hours. By the time the pathogen had finished ravaging its victims, what was left didn't even look human anymore. Not only patients, but doctors and nurses that had been walking the wards mere hours before were now little more than piles of human tissue sitting in what had previously been their hospital beds. Whatever this was, it seemed like the fastest progressing infection in recorded history. Hospital staff and administrators were terrified. This appeared to be an entirely new disease, with a mysterious form of transmission and,
what does it got to do with a baby, though?
No.
It's what stole me off.
They were even more confused when several black vans pulled up outside the hospital, and mysterious men in hazmat suits spilled out and began setting up a quarantine zone around the entire building. Whoever these strange people were, they definitely weren't the CDC. Little did the hospital personnel know that this was the group you'd never want showing up and putting your location on lockdown. It was the SCP Foundation. The infected remains of the victims were taken away for research purposes, and the Foundation operatives immediately began conducting debriefing interviews with witnesses. They soon determined from a mix of eyewitness accounts and hospital surveillance footage that everyone infected with the mysterious pathogen had all been in a particular section of the maternity ward earlier in the day. And when the operatives investigated this area, they found another strange detail. An infant had no registered mother present in the hospital. The Foundation would later learn that this was likely because the baby's mother was the first victim of the deadly disease. After eliminating all other possible options, it seemed that the only anomalous element that could have caused all of this was the mysterious baby. Though just how the mother even survived carrying the baby to term was a mystery in and of itself. The baby was a Caucasian male human infant between 7 and 8 months of age. Nothing appeared outwardly anomalous about the child, but they could confirm that every single victim of the anomalous pathogen had come into physical contact with the child earlier that day. Everyone who had been at the hospital was given amnestic treatment.
So basically, everyone that touched the baby basically became a thing of the past. So is the baby like a walking black plague or something? Like, I still don't understand how that even works, bro. This SCP universe be throwing me off like crazy.
Possible cover stories for the deaths that had occurred that day. Like so many others before it, the child was secured and spirited away to the nearest applicable Foundation containment site. There it was reclassified SCP-734, and finally the real testing
what is the
of what
skin made out of,
this infant was capable of could begin. Physiologically, SCP-734 appeared mostly non-anomalous. The infant had above-average intelligence and physical aptitude for a child his age, but otherwise showed no mutations or abnormalities that would suggest a divergence from typical human biology. Despite a vast array of tests performed by the Foundation into essentially every aspect of 734's biology, they couldn't find anything that hinted at the origin of the mysterious pathogen. But through some trial and extremely costly error, the Foundation was able to learn more about how—
Why would I, bro, that's fucked up. That is so fucked up. That is so fucked up. Why would y'all even hold the baby, bro? Knowing that everyone that touched it turned to just skulls and bones. Like, why would you even do that, bro? They all went to the you know all these dudes went to the gulag, bro. First class. They all went to the gulag first class, and you still trying to go ahead and These dudes are savages, bro.
How exactly the pathogen worked. The only vector for transmission seemed to be direct contact with the baby itself, up to and including the fluids and residues it leaves behind. Those affected cannot transmit the anomalous flaking effect to others, meaning the risk of an epidemic is relievingly minimal. But of course, accidents still happen, as was discovered when one agent misplaced her sympathy for the baby and decided to remove her mask while interacting with him. Her logic was that her masked face might have caused the baby some kind of distress, and as long as she was only coming into contact with him via her own gloved hands, everything would be fine.
She thought she was
some
safe.
Dust particles were floating in the air at the time, and SCP-734 sneezed in her face. The agent began screaming in pain and recoiling from the baby.
Ah, it burns! It burns! It burns!
But it was already too late.
Bro, nah, that remind me of that one SpongeBob. Yeah, I remember that one SpongeBob episode where, well, it's not even an episode. It was literally the movie. And Neptune, bro, you know, like the god in SpongeBob universe or whatever. Bro took off his crown, bro, and so like this. And everyone was like, bald, bald, bald. And the one dude was like, my eyes! Yo!
Her fate.
I don't know why that reminded me of that.
To the infirmary.
That one brown. So it's always, I think it was like a brown or blue face, but he said, my eyes!
In roughly 72% of cases, amputation of the affected areas has prevented the entire body from succumbing to the anomalous effects of SCP-734. But this isn't exactly feasible, where the point of contact is the victim's head. Within hours, the agent's flesh had flaked off her face, leaving her looking like a red, bloody skull. A few hours after that, she didn't have a head at all. Throughout the disintegration process of this unfortunate agent, the Foundation took grisly photographs. These photographs are shown to anyone preparing to work on the SCP-734 research project, to teach them a hard lesson on the importance of adhering to proper safety protocols. And these protocols about how to deal with the baby are
whatever class this is,
given that even incidental contact is
I don't know, but it can't be no less than keto.
Anyone entering the baby's containment chamber needs to wear contained atmosphere hazmat suits.
This is not no Luke.
Anyone who makes physical contact with the
y'all know what I'm talking about. Euclid? Yeah. Yeah, I know what I meant, bro.
Baby, even when
I ain't gonna lie, bro. A dude like me, bro. If I hear anything like this that even exists, bro, I might not, like, bro. If I'm hearing there's a baby that could just melt people off by contact, bro, and the origin came from a hospital, I'm never going to the hospital again. Like, if I go in a car accident, bro, just leave me there, bro. Like, just leave me there. Like, I don't know, I'll use natural remedies or something. Like, I don't know, natural herbs, like a tree, and use leaves and chop it up, turns to powder, and pour it in my wound or something. I don't know, but I'm never going to the doctor again, bro. A dude like me, bro. I don't think I would trust babies again.
Is immediately removed from the area and subject to several hours of quarantine and observation.
That's just
even inanimate objects that have been inside the containment chamber need to be thoroughly sterilized before being removed. Given that even anomalous children like SCP-734 have very delicate needs, a handler is always standing by in full hazmat gear to take care of the baby. These handlers are rotated every hour to maintain alertness and safety. These handlers feed and change SCP-734 regularly, and sometimes even provide toys that
what happens if the so what happened? Does the baby grow? Like, does it stay as a child forever, or like what? Like, does it grow like in a regular human like age, or
approved
what?
By the
or it just stays a baby for life?
5 Council. The Foundation has gone to great lengths to keep SCP-734 alive and comfortable, because they believe that SCP-734 could be an important asset for them in the future. Or more specifically, they see great strategic value in SCP-734's blood. As mentioned earlier, contact with any matter from SCP-734 triggers its deadly anomalous effects, including bodily fluids like blood. But unlike many toxic pathogens, in this case, there is no risk of the infection getting out of control, since the infected do not become vectors for transmission. Because of this, the blood of SCP-734 can act as a powerful weapon for both terminating anomalies deemed unviable by the 5 Council and assassinating dangerous people who belong to rival groups. Contact with the blood would completely destroy the target's body, with...
I'm like, that's hilarious, bro. So that's what we're doing now? We're using the baby's blood as ammo now? That's what we're doing? Like, we're just shooting blood at dudes now? And just Thanos snapping them? What if the baby runs out of blood? Then what? Like, mind you, this is a baby we're talking about. Like, then what? Like, And like don't tell me you're gonna go ahead and shoot the baby's blood and miss, bro. Don't do that.
Effects and no evidence of who.
And how these dudes not know what the blood is made out of, bro? Bro, SCP Foundation
exactly conducted the hit. SCP-734 has been fitted with an arterial catheter so that the Foundation can collect large quantities of blood from the anomalous infant every single week for storage and research. But it isn't just the blood that the Foundation sees potential in. SCP-734 himself has scored incredibly well on the Esslinger Loyalty Index, the test the Foundation uses to judge the loyalty of potential applicants to the Foundation cause. As SCP-734 matures, if these scores remain consistent, he will likely be trained to become a Foundation field agent in the future. An agent capable of killing someone with a touch would, needless to say, be an asset to certain covert missions that the Foundation would probably prefer to keep off the books. Of course,
but like, how is he gonna, bro? He literally, the problem is that he literally can't touch nobody. He literally cannot touch nobody. Or nobody
the SCP Foundation recruiting certain compliant anomalies to perform missions for them is far from unprecedented. The most infamous of these is SCP-076.
He's no different than a fireball made of human flesh. Like, it's just like a walking fireball
also
around.
Also known as Abel, a supernatural, eternally resurrecting swordsman, and perhaps one of the finest warriors who ever lived. The Foundation took note of this and channeled his eternal thirst for battle into working with his very own mobile task force. He could assist in missions by taking out his bloodlust on enemy groups of interest and dangerous anomalies. However, this ended up working a little too well and led to disaster. Abel was so good at his job that he burned through all of his allotted missions at astonishing speed. Left with nothing more to do, Abel got antsy, which led him to turning his murderous desires on his fellow team members, and then the Foundation as a whole. It was an all-out massacre before his colleagues were finally able to kill him and return him to containment. The failure of this initiative gave the very idea of letting anomalies work for the Foundation in the field a bad name. But since then, things have changed, especially with the establishment of MTF Alpha 9, aka Last Hope, a new mobile task force formed entirely of anomalous individuals and their handlers. These consist of somewhat more stable anomalies, such as Abel's counterpart SCP-073, also known as Kane. Kane cannot be harmed, with any harm befalling him simply being mirrored back on his attacker, and his vast array of knowledge makes him an incredibly useful, intelligent asset. Another of the several members of Last Hope is Iris, also known as SCP-105. Much like Kane, Iris not only has anomalous powers that make her immensely valuable for missions in the field, she's also compliant and capable of listening to reason.
So what's her power?
Kane. Her abilities include being able to actively surveil and even interact with photos of any location, especially when taken with her anomalous camera.
That's fire. I'm not gonna lie, that's fire. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie.
SCP-734 could count himself among other anomalous Foundation agents like these, providing he continues to show promise and doesn't develop a dislike of the Foundation as he ages, since after all, he won't be a baby forever. So if you ever find yourself on the Foundation's bad side, you have a good reason to be paranoid. You'll have no idea that one day, the man who's going to kill you will approach and shake your hand with a smile. It won't be until later, when you feel that strange tingle on your palm and feel the skin starting to flake away, that you'll realize you've been a dead man walking for hours. Now check out SCP-823.
That motherfucker, you better hope he doesn't turn. You better hope he don't turn to a menace, bro. And what is this thumbnail on the? Okay, that is horrifying. Okay. Alright, y'all. That's gonna be the end of this reaction video. Hope you guys went ahead and enjoyed it, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I still can someone in the comment section explain to me why do people's body get melted up? I feel like this animation vid, I fucks with it 100%, but I feel like it's still missing some things. Like, why is people's blood? Why are people getting Thanos snapped, sent to the gulag on contact, bro? Like, why as soon as bro could shake somebody's hands, they die? Like, I don't understand that, bro. Like, somebody go ahead and tell me that in the comment section down below. But this SCP is, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably Keter. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, literally nobody around can touch him. Nobody. And like, let's say if this was real, bro, like everybody would literally get away from him. He probably gonna go ahead and hate himself if it was in real life, bro. Honestly, like no girlfriend, no friends. Like everybody's gonna be just like, he's gonna be like Naruto, bro. When Naruto first, like he's gonna be basically Naruto as a kid, but on a bigger scale, cause like this dude can actually kill people. People touch them. I don't know. If you guys are new to the channel, bro, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you get a notification of when I post my next video. I love you guys, bro. I'ma see y'all boys later. This is Bossy. Peace out. I'm off this, bro.